Yeah, so let's get started. From both of you, what was it that drew you to this film? Jaden, I know you've done a lot of crazy kind of coming of age stories. Done more than a few of them. So I want to hear from you about what drew you to this one in particular. And Max, I'd love to hear from you too as well.
Um, Man, I I really appreciated all of the genre elements. Um, uh, it being post-apocalyptic and sci-fi, and there's coming of age, but I really was drawn to the details of it all
Hmm,
and how zoomed in it was and how personal it was. It's not about this chosen one saving the world.
right.
It's about this small family unit and how their egos collide, how their personalities collide, how they deal with the world. And it's all just very, very simple and personal. And I really like that. Mhm.
Max.
Yeah, echoing that. But also, I think when I read it, I really was drawn to this character because he was unlike anything I've played before. Um, this character makes mistakes. He makes big mistakes. And I think that's new. That was at the time that was new for me. I'd always played kind of this kind of hero's journey, and I loved it. I really had a great. I'm really grateful for every character I played, but it was nice to not be the person who fixes everything. It was nice to be the person that makes a mistake and has to deal with the challenges of overcoming that mistake,
Mhm.
of letting your loved ones down, dealing with shame or shame of selfishness, and ultimately growing out of that. That's I saw a really great opportunity in that character, and to learn a lot from him and to have a great time doing it.
That's one of the things I really liked about the film too, is how it's kind of a small scale story set in a post-apocalyptic world.
Mhm.
And I really like the dynamic between your two characters. They're brothers, in an isolated space, so it's antagonistic a lot of the time.
Mhm.
But the film is about not so much they're not growing up as becoming men, but bonding as brothers. How was the chemistry between the two of you on set? Like, how did you guys find that together? Either one of you can answer, or both.
Yeah. Um, I it we were thrust into the film. We had a
Yeah.
week of rehearsals, and we kind of did nothing to try to create that chemistry, but it just happened to be.
Yeah.
Um, we became super tight,
Mhm.
and we ended up really liking each other. If I say so myself,
I would say so.
but yeah, we just ended up getting along, and because these characters are so well written, and
Yeah.
the dynamic of those characters, and like part of what I adored about you is seeing the similarities you had with Thomas, and then kind of figuring out things about myself that were similar to Joseph, and
Yeah.
seeing those parallels, and then like acting them out in real life in a way.
Yeah, it was a really great time. I mean, I think we really got lucky. And I also think Ben is a really smart person. Our director,
Mhm.
Benjamin Brewer, and I think it's no mistake why we were the two people put together for this. I think I'm really grateful that he brought us together. I think yeah, like you said, there's certain qualities that we mirror in our characters and certain qualities that we don't. But
Mhm.
um, we were getting to we were getting to know each other off screen while we were getting to know our new characters, I guess. Like, I mean, it's a coming of age story, and we change a lot over the course of this story. So the brothers are having to relearn how to be with each other with their new desires and wants, just as we were getting to live with each other isolated in the woods in Ireland for 2 months.
Mhm.
Wow. I was actually surprised because I was actually thinking at first that we weren't ever going to see the monster, and I was surprised when we did, and then we got to see a lot more of the monsters than I thought expected, which I thought was a good thing. Um, have you thought about what you would do in a situation like this with the monsters? Like if you were stuck in a place and monsters were taking over the planet, how long do you think you would last in this situation before you go stir crazy? Like the boys in this movie kind of do a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no chance I'm ever getting stir crazy because I'm dying in the first day. Like, I have no survival skills.
Yeah, I don't know if I have great survival skills, but I do know where I'm going, and it's not the woods in, it's unspecified where we are. It's not the woods. It's not. That's not where I'm going. I'm going to an island.
Where you going?
I'm
You're
going to
going
an
to
island. I'm going to an island. I mean, I'm going to an island where you can maybe grow some stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Iceland.
I'm locking myself in the grocery stores. What I'm doing.
I guess the question for you,
First place that's getting raided by people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why you're dying, man.
Yeah,
I guess the question for you, Max, is would you allow a girl to drag you out into the middle of this danger and threaten to destroy everything, like in the movie?
I want to say no, but probably yeah. Probably.
All right, all right. Before I go, you guys got to work with Nicolas Cage. He's one of my favorite actors. I love it. What was it like working with him on set in this movie?
Um,
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
And very educational.
yeah.
He's such he's a you've said this before, he's a generous screen partner. It's always about trying to figure out the purpose of a scene and the purpose of our characters and finding their dynamic and being truthful about it. It's not about taking shortcuts or looking a certain way. He says things in a very theatrical way, but that's how he always is. Like the way he speaks is very poetic and theatrical, and then when he brings that in, it's like he's being very natural to him, and then, yeah, it's really cool to see how it translates and also how much he cares.
Yeah. I mean, it's really all that. He's the most collaborative person. Cares about everything he does. If there's one thing the unbearable weight of massive talent got right, it was how much Nicolas Cage cares about what he does. And that rubs off on everybody on set. I mean, he could have come in. It could have been a different movie. It could have, but he could have made it all about him, but he didn't. And I'll always be grateful for him and the generosity that he showed me as I'm growing up doing this. And I learned a lot from him, and I learned how to be a really smart and driven scene partner while also being very, very selfless.
Well, Max, Jaden, I really appreciate you both taking time to talk to me about Arcadian. It comes out this week, April 12th. So I wish you the best of luck with the film, and thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks a
Nice
lot,
to
guys.
talk to you.
Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.